Hello, welcome to the video. This is Lebster Lesser making a video about Nightmare All Traits Clockwork. Now this isn't your grandma's route. This is very intense, very random, I would say. Not worth investing in seriously. But I'm going to go over some tips, and I'm going to tell you some stuff like what factions you should consider, what factions you should not consider, how to avoid certain clockworks, like get around them. And then I'm going to do a live commentary over a winning game. And before that live commentary, there's going to be a little montage that I put some work into. Alright, let's jump right into it as the game is itself. Okay, while making the video, I realized that not knowing all the traits of the clockwork is a little confusing, so I'm just going to list them all off here, and then after that, we'll get to the actual tips. Alright, so for Marquise the Cat, their difficulty Nightmare. Whenever you recruit, also place 2 warriors in the order declaring you rule of the highest priority. At the end of the evening, you score 1 victory point. And their traits, Blitz. After you move, find the clearing you rule of the highest priority without any enemy pieces. Move all but 1 warrior from the clearing, then battle in the destination. Now, Fortified. Your buildings each take 2 hits to remove. Taking a single hit with building has no effect. Hospitals. At the end of each battle as a defender, if 2 or more Marquise warriors were removed into battle, place 2 warriors in clearing with the keep token. Iron Will. Whenever you recruit and escalate daylight, place double the warriors. Now, Eerie Dynasties. During setup, take 1 bird ambush from the deck and add it into the bird column of the decree. At the end of evening, score 1 victory point. And now their traits. Nobility. You now fall into turmoil if you cannot place a roost or a warrior. Whenever you fall into turmoil, you do not lose victory points. Instead, you score 1 victory point per bird card in the decree. Relentless. After resolving the decree, remove all defensive buildings and tokens in any clearing with Eerie warriors. Swoop. At the end of daylight, place 2 warriors in the clearing of the highest priority with no enemy pieces. Or Eerie pieces, sorry. War tax. Whenever you remove any building or token, its owner loses 1 victory point. Impactful. Okay, now the Woodland Alliance. Nightmare difficulty. You organize if a clearing has 2 or more alliance warriors. At the end of evening, score 1 victory point. Now the traits. Informants. Defenseless. Sympathy tokens benefit from unmanned ambush. Popularity. Enemies do not score victory points for removing sympathy tokens. Very bad. Veterans. Gain the guerrilla warfare ability of the Woodland Alliance. Wildfire. At the end of the evening, spread sympathy. Do not score victory points for that token. Alright. And then Nightmare Vagabond. In evening, refresh 1 more item. At the end of evening, score 1 victory point. Now the traits. Adventure. You can battle no more than once per turn. At the end of daylight, repeat quests as many times as possible. Berserker. Whenever you battle, instead move to the nearest clearing with the most pieces and target the player with the most pieces there. In evening, repair 1 more item. Helper. Whenever you aid, score 1 extra victory point, and then the aided player draws 2 cards instead of 1. Marksman. At the start of battle as attacker, deal an immediate hit. Alright, that's all the traits. Now moving on to the actual tips. Alright, so with general tips, I'm going to start with the rundown. I'm going to go over briefly the deck, faction pick, and then how to avoid the specific clockworks. Alright? And starting with the deck, Exiles and Partisans. If you want an advantage, just take Exiles and Partisans. I didn't take it. Usually, Exiles and Partisans, crafted improvements, those will always help you, and Clockwork can't craft them, so that'll end up hurting you. And then faction pick. Now, this is where it kind of gets crazy. So factions like Woodland Alliance do not work. Too much removal of the tokens. Woodland Alliance will almost always be wiped due to the Marquise being able to battle in an unhuman, because it's Clockwork, amount of clearings. Early game, if they draw a bird card, you're screwed, okay? It's bad. But if you get lucky, I could see you exploding somehow. Okay, and with Eerie, I wouldn't pick Eerie because they're a huge stabilizing force when they're in the game, because they take points from other factions with war tax. That is very good because it slows down the Clockwork that gets so many points. As long as you're careful and don't get hit by it, it benefits you. And Otters, they don't work because in digital, bots, Clockwork cannot buy from you at all. I think the rest logically follows. And with Lizards, they seem appealing due to the bots feeding acolytes, but I don't think they score fast enough to keep up with the Nightmare All Traits Clockwork. So yeah, disappointing, but I don't know. Just haven't won with that faction, even though I tried it a lot. Okay, and now some tips on how to avoid the Clockwork. So the cats will always go for the clearing with the most enemies and when attacking, and the Eerie will go for the least. Alright? Keep this in mind to not take unnecessary hits, okay? And the Woodland Alliance is very unpredictable. Make sure to get a little prayers into the Clockwork gods, but if you want to try to avoid them, make sure to keep high amounts of warriors in clearings that you don't want them to spread to. Although, if there is already a sympathy in a vital clearing, either evacuate, so you can hope that they revolt elsewhere, or attack and hope you can take the extra hits. And the Vagabond isn't too much of a devastating force like the others, and can be easily diverted. In terms of aiding, you always want to try to keep an item on you, so you get the precious cards and deny the other players of said cards. Then, if you're scared of the combat, either strike the Vagabond first, or move troops away to make other less important clearings look more appealing for the Vagabond that will target clearings with the most enemies. Okay, now that we got that down, montage! Okay, this was the one that I won on. I went Arbiter, because he has a bunch of swords. That was just the main goal. Work towards infamy. If I had Harrier, totally wouldn't want Harrier, but I don't have the new Vagabonds. But yeah, the Arbiter's ability isn't really that good, so I wasn't expecting the win. I was kind of just picking this to try it, really. But this one ended out to be the one that worked, which I didn't think would happen. But what I'm going to start by doing is I'm going to just try to avoid the big crowds, stay away from sympathy, and they turn one. But I'll finish the first point. I'm going to stay away from the enemies, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to move away from that sympathy, because they're not going... It's a tie on where they're going to revolt. If they draw a bird card, there's potential that they revolt in the fox clearing that I'm in. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm checking quests, but I judgment call. I want to get out of there. And I move to just, I guess, immediately do infamy. Let's see. Am I gonna immediately hit the birds? Because that's how I got the majority of my points, just hitting people. I'm sure I am thinking about it a lot. Okay, there we go. But the goal is just get as many items... Ooh, that is lucky. But the goal is to get as many items as you can and just tank up. Tank. And I just keep going until I get punished, which I do not. Like, losing a boot is fine. I don't need that many movements. Even though it is my only boot, I still have slip. I just need to get to clearing number 10, and then I'm fine. So I passed. So they didn't revolt there. I'm trying to remember. I just stayed there because I
guess the Wooden Alliance spreads the clearings with the least enemies, I'm pretty sure. Maybe? I don't remember. But if the Marquise moved over to me, they would attack the Eerie. And the Eerie probably aren't gonna battle me. So yeah, what you want to do is you just want to let the other factions fight the Wooden Alliance. Don't even go for the Wooden Alliance. It's a death sentence. Okay? They get the higher roll. They always get an ambush. You don't get any points for it. You gotta let the other factions hurt themselves by going for them. It's insane. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to pick up as many points as possible. Just get a point. It's less risky than battling. So right now I'm just tanking up and getting swords and items. I don't know if I'm going to battle here. Am I going to risk it? No. Playing it safe for now. But yeah, every other faction, like, without even trying, scores so quickly. So you gotta be doing whatever you can to make up points, right? Like, they all get a guaranteed +1 point at the end of their turn. So that is something you have to watch out for. And with the aiding thing, I did some aiding earlier. Only aid if you can get items for it, okay? Because if you do aid and you don't get items, just a point, that's benefiting the Clockwork more. Because let's use a chess analogy. If you're trading pieces but you're at a disadvantage, that's worse for you. Like, you can take... wait, does that even work? Does that analogy work? Just aid only for items. If you aid without items, it's a fair trade. And a fair trade is really bad when the opponent scores more points than you on average. And on another note, on the screen, you can see the Eerie is attacking the Wooden Alliance. So the Eerie here are like a balancing force of nature, right? You got to keep the Eerie up so they can beat the crap out of other factions and make them lose points so you have more time to move ahead, right? So that's kind of why you don't want to play as Eerie. Let's see, I'm undoing because I want to do some more damage. So I'm going to aid first for the T, I assume. Or no, boot. Because I think I want to move... No, I think it's T, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to go into 6. Let's see. I really wanted the T, but I wanted more infamy. I thought about it a lot. Was probably the right play, even though the T was very enticing. And with the Marquise, like, covering the entirety of the land, like, I'm just looking now and oh my god. They're everywhere. And they completely wiped out the One Alliance, which was everywhere a few turns ago. So the factions kind of work together in that way. Okay, let's see. Did I get a sword? I already have... No, I don't. Hammer. Always good. Always good. Hammer. So I'm just crafting more stuff to tank with. But yeah, I think Vagabond is probably the best one to go as, because all the other factions are so integral to the ecosystem of the Clockworks. Ecosystem, aka not letting the Wooden Alliance explode for, like, 15 points a turn. Exaggerative, but you get it. You get the point. So now the cats are wiping the One Alliance. Let's see what they do. And they're attacking the birds. I was playing kind of irresponsibly with just sitting like a duck. Like, one of the tips that I wrote was hide behind big armies. So enemies will fight each other rather than you, right? But I haven't been doing that much. I've kind of just been hanging out. Like, don't hit me, please. I appreciate it, I guess. Let's see here. I'm assuming I'm gonna go for the loot. So that is a 4th sword. So I do want that 4th sword. So I can do mega damage. And against the Marquis State, it's definitely less worth it to attack their buildings, because their buildings require 2 hits, right? That is a nightmare. An absolute nightmare. Especially whenever you're the action management type as the Vagabond. What was I trying to do? So gonna battle twice. I mean, no. Now I'm gonna move. Okay. Maximization. Get those aid points and then infamy points. Do not! Okay. I'm glad that was an aid. I was gonna get so mad at myself. But, yeah, not worth it. That one sympathy would have obliterated me. And me parking my Vagabond in that spot was very irresponsible. They could have revolted there if they drew the right card. Or, wait, no. Yeah, actually. Wait, did I? I'll have to look at that. But they just wiped each other out. I've been getting really... I got really lucky in this game because I just did not get hit a single time. I did get hit a few times, but not early, because as Vagabond, you just don't want to get hit early. Because if you do get hit early, that is a swift restart. I am not playing through that game if I get hit early. It's like a lost cause. Because you're just going to be limping to the... Not even to the finish line. Just the idea of the finish line. You're not going to make it. Let's see, what do I do? So, I'm preparing for a big migratory move and then a bunch of battles. I'm assuming I'm going to go to 5. So I'm trying to get some infamy points. 0-0, very unfortunate. Anything other than that. But I keep pushing. Wait, let's see, do I move? Do I keep pushing it? Because I would get 3 points from clearing 5. Yep. Always go for buildings, because you get an extra point, which is juicy. I think about these things a lot. Do I crossbow it? Nope. Alright. I really hate Clockwork Eerie when they have the trait that just lets them... No, the trait that makes it so when they turmoil, they gain points. Like, that just ruins it for me. IMO. But yeah. 3 points? 3 beautiful points? Or 2? I don't know. And they revolted there. Ouch. It's gonna hurt a little bit, but I'm completely fine because I just broke boots. I think I have every single boot. Are there? Wait, how many boots are there? Are there? I guess there are 4 boots in total. Dang. But yeah, now they're just fighting each other to the death. The area's been kind of crippled the entire time, but they get to keep up because they have been turmoiling like every turn, and it doesn't matter if they can complete their decree or not, because they gain points from turmoiling. You can't stop the Electric Harry. Not really. Well, you can. You just want to let them have 1 roost. And then build 1 more. So just 2 roosts. And then not let them get a 3rd one ever. So they just gain like 1 point a turn. I was starting to get worried here because Marquis Say and the One Alliance were both at 23 points. And I'm at 19. What? But the Eerie taking both of them down a peg or 2, which is very I appreciate it very much because let's see how much game is left. I'm about to make a big burst because I'm gonna have to. So the whole line, like the whole right side, the east, has 2, 4, so 7, and then has a lot of points, okay? And I'm planning to just get those 13 points on this in the next turn through infamy. I'm probably not going to knock down the building in 6, but those warriors are a good 3 points. Actually, that makes it really good. 3-0 or 3-1. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. just general tip. It doesn't matter if you break your 4 sword, because you're never going to roll 4 on a die that goes up to 3. So, just some obvious. And I got really lucky there. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell. I had a little list of items that I wanted to be like, do this. I already got through it, so now I'm just talking about the game. So they're crafting for next turn. The enemies aren't gonna win. Okay, so I'm thinking I gotta do some murder. I gotta do some kind of one-man massacre, and clearing 3 looks juicy. Prime for the picking. And Eerie Turmoil again, only 2 points, which actually isn't that bad. But yeah, gaining up all my items. My beautiful 7 refresh. And I'm just gonna go ham. So, like, as long as I didn't get unlucky, this was enough points to win. This is enough points to win. I could have rolled, like, 1-0 multiple times on the building, which would have been bullshit. So I go for a safe aid to crossbow, because that's going to guarantee that I get the 2 points instead of just 1. Right. Taking less battles, so I have more chances to break it. And I got lucky. Got my 2 points, and now I'm sitting at 29. And I go for the Eerie Warrior for the 30-point finish. It was very satisfying after like 40 gigabytes of footage of trying to do it. And like 3 days in total. Yippee-ki-yay! Thanks for watching. I'm probably going to make another video soon. It's just, it might take a little bit. But I'm definitely going to do some streaming, which is going to be cool. So, see you later. Bye.